The very first viral post that I had was this stupid one that I was walking to Costco, and it was like side effects of moving to Idaho. You end up listening to country music, wearing boots, something along those lines. And that one got like 1 million views. I don't know why, but I guess I just got kind of lucky. I have this personality where I get obsessive on certain things. Like once I put my mind to something, that's what I want to do. So I went all in on it, and I started posting a reel a day. That was like my rule. I would just make phone calls all day long, just trying to get in front of people and go show houses and figure it out as I go. So
just crushing the phones.
That's how I did it. It worked really well. I ended up, my second year, I sold 47 homes.
That's crazy.
And it was just from phone calls. For me, that's where social media came in because it's draining. Making calls all day long, it's not sustainable. But building a brand, essentially, where people can get to know, like, and trust you is a form of prospecting in itself. And they can reach out to me now whenever they want to do business or anything like that. I don't have to bother them all the time, right? Like, they'll knock on my door when they're ready. So I like it, for sure.
Hey guys, welcome to the More Than a Mortgage podcast. The entire point of this podcast is to provide value to people before, during, and long after a mortgage or real estate transaction closes. And we want to focus on faith and family and business and the cool people behind it. And so today I'm super honored to have a guy on the show. His name is Tim Smith. Tim is a real estate agent that has found success in many different ways, from just hard hustle to ultimately social media. Tim's got a super compelling story. I promise you're not going to want to miss it. Buckle up, tune in, and we're going to get into it with Tim here in just a minute. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
First time you've ever done anything like this?
First time.
What do you think so far?
I think it's sweet. Yeah. I want to do more of them. Like it's not as intimidating as I was expecting.
Good.
I don't know. I don't know what I had in my head. I was thinking like people watching behind a glass or something, editing and all. No, this is cool.
It's awesome.
Laid back. Yep.
Love it. Yeah, when I shoot video of myself alone, there's a studio down the hall that I've done for other types of things in the past. Okay. That's way harder, in my opinion, than sitting here with somebody just having a conversation.
Totally. So yeah, I always feel super awkward when I try to make videos on my own. Yeah. Do it in my car or when I'm walking or something, but it's still uncomfortable. Like I'm just talking to myself.
Well, your videos turn out great.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I'm trying to think how we met. Was it just through Instagram?
Instagram. Yep. You reached out to me. I think we've been friends for a little while though.
Okay.
You reached out a while back, and then I don't know, quite a few months later, touch base again, grab coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking for great people to be able to get to meet, of course. Right. And then people that be a great fit for this platform as well, to be able to highlight their story and things. So thanks for being receptive.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Speaking of Instagram, you've got fantastic content. You've been at it for a long time?
Not super long, maybe 1.5 years now.
Oh, that's not long at all.
Somewhat new to the game. Yeah. I mean, I'm 38 years old. So like, I don't know. I wasn't as into it. I was kind of like non-existent on social media. I didn't ever post. And then I guess I had a little bit of an epiphany. I saw a couple other creators on Instagram that were doing really well and getting real estate leads through Instagram, and like, what is this thing? And then I just went down the rabbit hole and haven't looked back. So
crazy. So is that your primary lead generation strategy at this point?
Yeah. As of right now, that's it.
That's awesome.
That's all I do.
And so 1.5 years ago, you didn't have an Instagram presence at all?
I had one, but it was like 350 followers or something, just family and friends.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know what reels were. I didn't know what stories were. And then I just, I started kind of watching other creators and sort of imitating what they were doing. And then just consistently posting once a day. I have this personality where I get obsessive on certain things. Like once I put my mind to something, that's what I want to do. So I went all in on it, and I started posting a reel a day. That was like my rule. And so I post a reel a day, did that for 1 year, and then started to gain some traction after probably 6 months or so.
Okay.
Yeah. Finally went viral, I guess.
Yeah.
And that got obviously pretty exciting. And then it's working really well. So definitely going to keep doing it.
People can obviously go look at your content you've posted over the last couple of years, I guess. But how would you say it's changed since you first started?
Well, I mean, I've gotten more comfortable in front of the camera. I used to be, I don't know, I'm a shy. I've always been kind of shy, more introverted. So like the whole idea of social media is weird to me.
Yeah.
Especially talking, like doing the talking head type stuff. So I guess I realized as I was going into it, or I was getting more comfortable with it, that you don't have to do that for one. Like people just like to read the words on the screen. That's the effective thing. And then it kind of related back to my background. I was a musician back in high school. I was in some bands, and I've always been into the production side of everything, like putting these things together. And it kind of became like a creative art for me. So it's been fun, like putting music on top of it, you know, trying to find music that matches the topic that I'm talking about. And so that's kind of how it shifted. First, it was like, I'm just trying to kind of copy and paste what other people are doing and all that stuff. And now I'm letting my creativity flow a little bit better and make unique stuff. So, and then just being authentic, sharing my music style, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of, I would say that's been the shift for me.
I love watching your stuff. It's great. And I mean, from somebody who's 0% creative at all, like if you look at my Instagram stuff, it's mainly all just shorts from these types of conversations, which I think is really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, me being a talking head, not super fun. And I mean, I'm not very, creative when it comes to like, oh, I wonder if this would look really good, a video of this or that or whatever. But so I always admire folks that have a unique style.
Yeah.
And yours is fantastic. So,
well, I admire you having the courage to do the talking head type stuff, because that's what I want to get into. It's like that stuff is hard for me to do, but I'm working on it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So huge Instagram presence. I think last I looked, you're like 20,000 followers.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a viral moment. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh gosh. I feel like you kind of just get lucky a lot of the times, but, yeah, it's funny. The very first viral post that I had was this stupid one that I was walking to Costco, and it was like side effects of moving to Idaho. You end up listening to country music, wearing boots, something along those lines. And that one got like 1 million views. I don't know why, but I guess I just got kind of lucky, but that got me excited. And then, there's no like formula for it. It's just keep trying, experimenting. And then I've gotten lucky a few other times where, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's hit the algorithm just right. So yeah.
No boots today for you?
No boots. I'm not really a boot wearing type person, but I don't know. It's funny. I'm kind of like a city boy.
Yeah.
And so, but all my brother-in-laws, they're all into fishing and hunting and all this different stuff. So over the years, I've like kind of adapted and I'm getting more interested in that kind of stuff. So I got myself a pair of boots.
You did?
Got a fishing pole.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm getting into it.
I mean, we do live in Idaho, right? So
we live in Idaho, so you kind of have to adapt.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Country music, a fan? No.
So yeah, that's actually what kind of inspired that because I'm like anti-country. I've always been into like
still anti-country.
No, not anymore.
Okay.
So like my whole life though, like I hated country music, and then just hanging out with my buddies, my brother-in-law, kind of I don't know, Morgan Wallen, I guess he got me into it.
Yeah.
So I went down that rabbit hole, and now I listen to country quite a bit. So it's kind of funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hard to not like Morgan Wallen.
It is hard not to like him.
He's
very
so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And feel like he's probably pulled a lot of people into country music that would have said, I hate country music.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep hoping he'll come to Boise. Has he ever been here?
So I think he came here, like 2 years ago. That was like right when I was starting to become a fan of his.
Did you go?
I did not go.
I didn't either, obviously.
Yeah. Now I want to go.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So Instagram, primary lead development for your real estate business.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how you got into real estate, because that's often something that folks don't necessarily grow up dreaming about wanting to do, right? So how'd you get into it?
So it's kind of in my blood. My dad, he's a commercial broker. He owns a real estate company, Internet Properties in Park City, Utah. Still, he doesn't really do anything. He has his license just for buying and selling deals for himself.
Yeah.
But back when I got into it, he had a team of agents underneath him that were doing deals. But when I was in high school, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, for a career. And when I graduated from high school, that was, I guess, the first thought I had. So I moved to Utah from Idaho, got my real estate license when I was 18, did nothing with it because I was distracted. I was 18.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that part out of the way.
Yeah.
And then I went and worked at a restaurant, did a bunch of other stuff. I eventually started doing some real estate related activities like a land listing, helping my dad with his listings, managing stuff, learning about files and all this different stuff. And then, I hosted some open houses. And yeah, just did a little bit of that, but I didn't do any actual transactions or any production on my own. And then kind of fell out of that because I wasn't getting any traction. I didn't really know what I was doing at all. I didn't know how to get clients or anything like that. got out of that. My dad owns a restaurant in Park City
Okay.
as well. So I shifted over to working for him. I was general manager of his restaurant for a few years, did a couple of odd jobs randomly in between that time. And then we moved back to Idaho. I think I was like 26, 27. Decided I wanted to go to college for a little bit and figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And my wife, she's a hairstylist. I was hanging out with her at the salon, ran into an old high school friend who works at a brokerage in Nampa. And he's like, hey, man, I heard you got your license in Utah. Are you thinking about doing it in Idaho? And I was like, no, not really. And I'm in college. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, but it was kind of like the perfect timing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't even know what I was going to college for. I was just going for generals, like just to get some credits.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, you should come check this out. Went and checked it out. And I was like, well, how do you get clients? Because that's why I quit in Park City. Like, I have no idea how to get clients. And he told me that, he buys leads from Zillow and all these different websites. I had no idea what any of this was. And yeah, joined his team. He started sending me leads, and I went all in on that. So I dropped out of college and just went all in on real estate.
Yeah. So actually have a unique story kind of in that you did want to be in real estate.
Yeah.
As your first kind of step you took when you were in high school, right?
Yeah.
And then got a real estate license, moved to Utah to help work for your dad's brokerage, it sounds like, right?
Yep.
And then you weren't really sure how to do it, or it wasn't working. And so then it's like, well, I guess I'll revert back to restaurants. Had you ever worked in restaurants before?
I mean, growing up, because he had that restaurant when I was growing up, I worked there, as like a bus boy when I was like 14 till I was like 17. So I was familiar with that. But yeah, real estate was just, my dad didn't have like an organized real estate brokerage where he provided leads or anything like that. So it was more like, get your license, figure it out from there, right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what to do. It was different than when I went to work with Team One Group Real Estate with Garrett Pancari. They had it all organized and ready to go, and they were sending me leads. And so once I like wrapped my brain around how this works, you send me potential deals. I just have to call them and figure out what to do next with them, go show them houses, answer questions. It took off from there. So like, it was awesome. I once again, like my obsessive personality trait kicked in, and it was like, all right, send me leads. And I would just make phone calls all day long, just trying to get in front of people and go show houses and figure it out as I go. So
just crushing the phones.
That's how I did it. And it worked really well. My first year, it was like back in 2016. I think I only sold like 8 houses, but once I kind of got some traction and figuring out how everything worked, I ended up, my second year, I sold 47 homes.
That's crazy.
And it was just from phone calls. I mean, I probably, there was like a competitive atmosphere in the brokerage as well.
Yeah.
There was 2 other agents that I was competing with. They had a whiteboard, and we would like keep track of our stats, how many calls we made, how many deals we were doing. And there was like this one other agent, David Jennings, who I'm good buddies with. We were like neck and neck the whole year, just trying to sell as many homes as we possibly could. So that helped a ton. But I would probably, I was on the phone for probably like 6 to 8 hours a day straight, just calling people nonstop, just hitting the phones.
Yeah.
So that's what did it. That's what got me jump started. And then it's all just kind of worked from there. I kind of started, I took my foot off the gas a little bit after that, just because I kind of burned myself out with all the phone calls. So it wasn't the best strategy in the world to just be like obsessed with making calls all day. But it did feed into the rest of my career, with referrals from those past clients and stuff like that. So it was good.
Were those mainly cold calls then?
Cold calls.
They were somewhat warm because the brokerage had a connection to them, right?
Yeah.
So they must have expressed some sort of interest in buying or selling.
Yeah. It was like someone who contacted agent on Zillow or Facebook ads or Google ads, stuff like that. And it was a small brokerage at the time. So there was only, like maybe 8 or 10 of us that were taking leads.
Yeah. And
David and I were very hungry to make this thing work. And so we're like, send us 50 a day. I don't care. And we just sit on the phone all day long and call people. So
so those are tough to convert, right? Because oftentimes they've never heard from anybody at that brokerage. They've never heard from you before.
Yeah.
So you've basically got to, warm them up completely.
Yeah.
And hope they don't hang up on you.
Yeah. And you deal with a lot of that. You get really used to rejection.
Yeah.
The other part is like, it was on the job training, because I didn't know how to do a real estate transaction at first, but you quickly figure it out. They ask you questions that you've never heard. Google it, figure it out, call your broker. So that was like my on the job training.
The lead would ask you questions on the phone call. If you got them on the phone, they would ask you a question. You're like, oh, let me
figure
that out for you.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you think your days in the restaurant industry helped prepare you for a real estate career?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Customer service for sure.
Yeah.
Customer's always right. I mean, that's how it goes. I'm big into that. I think that's missing a lot these days. And I think a lot of realtors get a bad reputation for that, just for not being good at communication, not being responsive, not being prompt, not answering their phone. I mean, I'm a people pleaser by nature, and I just always want to make sure that my client is super satisfied and happy and they feel like I've added value to their experience. So I definitely think I got that from the restaurant industry, because I'm constantly trying to make sure everyone's happy. You know what I mean? I also, I worked at T-Mobile call center for 1 year. That helped a lot too on the phone.
Sure.
Because that's a lot of rejection and a lot of angry people. So
pretty scripted probably as well at T-Mobile?
Fairly scripted, yeah. I mean, it was easy. It was like phone bills and you know, disputes and different stuff like that. But it definitely prepped me for just like talking to strangers on the phone and stuff like that.
Yeah, getting comfortable with rejection is a huge part of being in any successful sales career.
Huge. Yeah, so, I mean, that's like I talked to a lot of agents when I was working there, like, you have to have this mentality of on to the next one in order to be successful, or else you're just going to get caught up in all that, right? You're going to get in your head. And I was very good at not getting in my head. It was all about just all right, that's cool. Just move on.
Yeah.
So
those are tough leads to convert to when they're coming from Zillow or whatever. Do you have any idea? Like, let's say you had a day where you made 50 calls. What do you think was typical for you for a positive response?
Oh gosh. I mean, I'd get lucky to have 3 or 4 really good conversations throughout the day.
Got
off
it.
Of 50 calls.
So that's less than 10%.
Yeah.
Which means 90% of the time, 90+% of the time, people were just not answering, or they were saying, don't call me back, or what?
So I would call, they wouldn't answer. I'd leave a voicemail. I'd send a text. I'd send an email. And that was my system. And I would just hurry, like fast through the next one, and just keep calling until I got someone on the phone. And then I would, slow down and try to take notes and listen to what they had to say. And, try to get in front of them, obviously, like, hey, do you want to go take a look at this property? That was my first step. And yeah.
So total volume play at this point, right?
Volume. Yep.
So if you're just hammering the phones on a Monday, do you ever go back to that same call list on a Tuesday?
Yeah. So I had like a follow-up schedule.
Yeah.
I was very organized with my CRM and everything like that. And I would, set a task for a few days from then. And that was another thing I was really good at, is I would just organize that. And it would be, I think they say it takes like 12 touches to get through to one lead sometimes. Like, they might still be interested. They're just like busy, and finally you catch them at the right time and then they respond. So I would just set that up and I would constantly just keep hitting it. And then eventually they would either answer and tell me, no, go kick rocks, or yes, I am interested and this is my timeline, and tell me their situation. So
there was no accidental success for you at all. This was just hard work of
just grit, just making calls, working really hard. It was really simple for me. It was just, that's what I was told needed to be done. It's just, it's all about as many conversations as you can have in a day. And so that's what I did. Just kept it simple and went with it.
That's cool. So you basically, first year was 16 with this team here that you're talking about today?
It was 8 transactions.
In 2016?
Oh, 2016. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And you managed to do 8 transactions, which is still, if you look at production lists now, a lot of people don't even come close to doing 8 transactions in a year.
Yeah.
So good job.
Thank you.
That was your first full-time year doing 8.
Yep.
And then you 5X'd it basically.
Yeah.
The next year.
Huge. Yeah. I can't even imagine doing 47 these days. Like, that's a ton of work.
That's a lot.
It was a lot. And that was before I had a transaction coordinator or any kind of like admin help. So yeah, I was working a lot back then.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you mentioned your wife already. She does hair. She still does hair. Is that right?
Yeah. So we own a hair salon in Nampa.
Okay.
So she runs that for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So in 16, was she in that same business? Was she doing hair at that point in time?
Yeah. So she's done hair her whole life.
Okay.
Yeah. Right when we got married, she started doing hair, and then right around 2016, 2017, we got into the hair salon booth rental business, where we rent a space and then rent booths out, sublease the booths to girls.
Yeah.
And then we ended up buying our first property, our first building in Nampa in 2017.
Okay.
And then I think we have like 14 booths or something.
And that probably corresponded to your first really successful year in real estate as well, right? 17?
Yeah, 2017. So I kind of took whatever extra money I made from that year, and I bought a building, and then I always reinvested my money back into
That's smart.
real estate. Yeah,
Good story.
Yeah.
Real estate market at that time was also very favorable for anyone that was trying to get into that business, right? I mean, obviously you still had to work hard, and your success was not accidental, as we just kind of talked through.
Yeah.
But certainly prices were lower, and there was a lot of demand. That was probably the start of the migration, right? To Idaho, would you say?
Gosh, I don't even know if I would say the real start of the migration was 2019, 2020 really.
Okay.
Is when it really kicked off. From my experience, I think it was just a normal, healthy market back in 2017, 2018, all of that, like Idaho wasn't really on the map yet, in my opinion. I mean, when I started, most of my transactions were like 150,000 to 350, maybe 450 tops.
And those were big transactions at that time.
Yeah.
A 450 deal would have been probably pretty substantial.
Yeah. Like I did a $350,000 house, and it was like 10 acres in Cuna. It's probably worth $1 million now. I mean, it's crazy. It's completely changed. And that's 2020. That's what happened. So yeah.
Yeah. We all remember what happened with those interest rates and what happened to price points.
Yeah. That was wild for sure.
Yeah. I'm in the mortgage business, of course, right? So my hope is we never see rates like that again because of what it did to price points.
Yeah.
Pricing is still massively high, right? I mean, we're really never going to revert back. I mean, short of some, major geopolitical crisis.
Yeah.
But it's funny, we're in an inflationary battle, right, in our economy for the last couple of years. And thankfully, gas and milk has really not gotten that much more expensive. But where have we seen prices go bonkers is in housing.
Yeah.
For sure, in housing.
Yes.
Yeah, those $300,000 homes are now $1 million, or those $400,000 homes are now $850 or whatever it is. So
yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah. And then, I agree with you. I don't want to see interest rates go back down again, because that's what caused this unbalanced market. Yeah. So, and I don't see it happening either, obviously.
I don't think so. I mean, we never thought we'd see rates in the 2s and 3s before. Yeah. And I'm never going to make a prediction that we'll see it again. My hope is that we'll trend down to kind of historically healthy rates of maybe high 4s to low 5s. Yeah. I think about the times that I've bought homes over the years, and, it's just a couple different times, right? I bought my first house in 2009, and my interest rate was, I think, like 4.875, somewhere in that range. Yeah. And then when we moved to Boise, to Meridian in 2017, which is kind of similar to when you had your first successful year in real estate. Yeah. My interest rate was like 4.25 at the time. So interest rates in the 4s and 5s is ideal. Of course, price points are so much higher now that those monthly payments are bonkers for people. But
yeah, it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Cool. So obviously dialed for dollars effectively is what you did. Yeah. The first, and how many years would you say you hit the phones hard?
I've been doing that since I started doing the social media thing, because that was my only way of getting leads. Yeah. So I did that all the way up till, well, like I was saying, I kind of took my foot off the gas after maybe 2018. And then that's when the market started to kick in, like with COVID and all that stuff. And so just kind of relying on referrals, and I would still hit the phones and prospect and stuff like that. But 2020 was crazy. 2021 was crazy, just with everyone moving here. So that was like, pretty easy years for a lot of realtors. Yeah. I mean, that's when everyone got their license and thought, oh, this is easy money. Yeah. And then it dropped off. All the agents stopped, now we're seeing a huge drop off in realtors out there. Yeah. And then, so it's kind of crazy. I'm sure you felt, I don't remember when you got into the business. What year did you get into real estate?
Pretty similar. Middle of 18 is when I got into
mortgages. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. So like 2023 is kind of when we saw interest rates start going up like crazy, right?
Yeah, like October of 23, we had rates, I believe, like a 30-year fixed on a conventional was over 8%.
Okay. Yeah, insane.
Which is bonkers.
It is. Yeah, so 2023, I had this huge year, my best year as far as GCI goes in 2022. And then 2023 hits, and that's
what's GCI stand for?
Gross commission income.
Okay. So you had an awesome year in 22.
Awesome year in 22.
Which was actually the tail, which is when rates actually started, I'm going the wrong way. The rates actually started to tick up a little bit in 22. Yeah. And so there was still good momentum in the market is what you're saying.
Great momentum.
For you.
Yeah. 2021, 2022 were huge years. And then for me, it completely dropped off. A combination of things. It was the market, the interest rates going up. But then we also had a bunch of health stuff happen with my wife and my son, first with my son. Okay. But that was crazy.
Tell us about that.
So So my son, he had a lot of stomach issues. Like he would complain about his stomach hurting, and he was playing basketball and he'd have to get taken out just because his stomach hurt, and we didn't know what was going on exactly.
How old is he at the time?
He was 14.
Okay.
And
Like an eighth grader?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, eighth grade is when I started.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'd take him to like a naturopath doctor, and they were like maybe parasites or something like that. And so we started treating with all this different stuff for that, and it just kept happening. And then we go on a trip to Mexico. He eats something and then just ends up in like ridiculous stomach pain, just hunched over and just felt terrible. So we're like, okay, this is really getting concerning. We get back home, we go camping. Look, we're still just trying to work through this. We weren't clear what it was. Even the doctor, like we went to the doctors and they weren't exactly sure either. Then we go camping. He has another one of these episodes, kind of the same episode that we had in Mexico. And then after that, we get home and I mean, we have to go to the ER for sure. Like he's like screaming, excruciating pain. Going to the ER, they immediately do, I think, a CT scan, and they say it's completely blocked. He has a blockage in his intestines, and so food's not passing through at all, and so it's creating tons of pain, obviously. And so they had to intubate him and put a tube down, and then that was how they were going to feed him for the next little bit. And then at that point, they were like, yeah, I think that this looks like he has Crohn's disease. Never heard of it before, had no idea what we were looking at. And basically I don't remember the name of the valve, but there's like a valve where, in your intestines where it passes through and you're able to go to the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah.
It was completely blocked off. And so anyways, they said he has to have surgery or we have to try to let that spot heal in his intestines. And so we elected to let it heal. But that meant that he had to have a feeding tube for the next like 3 months. And so we would feed him like this Kate Farm stuff. And that's how he got his food for the next little bit. It's just a liquid diet. And so he ended up going from like, I don't know, 110 pounds down to like 80 pounds over the next 3 months. Actually I got to back up. We're on the feeding tube diet. And then one day, so he's not supposed to eat any hard food at all whatsoever.
Right.
One day he had a weak moment and he ate a handful of peanuts in the closet, like just in the pantry. We didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
And then probably a couple hours later, he's screaming again upstairs. And we're like, what is going on? So we took him to the ER again. And that was when we're like, okay, he has to have surgery. So we end up having surgery. And they had to cut out, I think, 7 inches of his intestine and put him back together and all this different stuff. But yeah, so that happened, I think, what was it? July of 2023. Did all of that. We were in the hospital from probably July through September is when everything kind of calmed down. He got that removed, had the successful surgery. So that went really well. And then we had to get him on his medication now. So he's on medication forever. And then right after that,
it's been about 2 years at this point.
Yeah, well, that was all within 2023. Like everything.
Right, I'm just saying, fast forward to today. That's about 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago is when all that happened.
That the surgery was successful.
Yeah,
and that he was able to kind of return to somewhat of a normal life with medication.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, right after that, he lost all of his hair, so he had alopecia.
Crazy.
And so then they're like, okay, sometimes an autoimmune disease will trigger another autoimmune disease, and so once again, we're like, what is going on here? So at first, he was on this. He did infusions where you have to go in like every 6 weeks and get a blood infusion. And then they're like, okay, well, that's not going to work for the alopecia. So luckily they had a drug called Rinvoq that they were able to give him that helped his hair grow back. So he was, completely bald for like 3 months, which is once again humiliating for him.
That's tough for a high school kid.
Very tough. So yeah, 14, 15 years old, alopecia, going to high school, Crohn's disease, all this different stuff. He had a feeding tube when he was in school. So anyways, we went through that in 2023, obviously like with real estate, completely didn't do anything with real estate. I just did whatever came my way and tried to manage it while I was in the hospital dealing with that. During all of that, obviously my wife is like completely stressed out, scary stuff. And the surgery is very risky with that.
For your son, his surgery.
Yeah, his surgery is very risky.
Was it something they scheduled or was it like an emergency surgery?
It was an emergency.
Okay, so you guys took him into the ER that day. He had peanuts or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then you just cut into him right then and there, basically.
It was like within 24 hours, they had to get him into surgery because he was completely blocked off. There was nothing passing through.
Got it.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's like, we have to get this going.
Yep.
So, because we did the feeding tube as a way to hopefully let it heal on its own, because the surgery is not something you necessarily want to do.
Right.
So we ended up doing it. It went well. We were just in the hospital for a couple months dealing with that. All of that. My wife is staying the night with him the whole time. She's very stressed out about the whole thing. It ended up triggering her into Crohn's disease. Like she had Crohn's disease. It was just dormant.
Okay.
So it's a genetic thing. We didn't know anything about this disease ever, never heard of it.
Yeah.
So she ended up having the exact same thing happen to her within about a month or two of my son coming home from the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
So literally in the exact same spot in her intestines. She had to do a liquid only diet. Then we had to, she had to go get a colonoscopy and all this different stuff. And then ended up having the same exact surgery that my son had, except for her, she had to do one of those bags. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, she had to carry around a bag after her surgery.
Yeah.
And then had to get that over. So anyways, all that to say that was 2023 and 2024, basically in a nutshell.
Jeez.
So my career took a tumble because I was very much obviously involved with all of that and I wasn't working very much.
Yeah.
And then finally we got through that health storm in our life. It was like right around, I want to say mid-year 2024. And
so not much more than maybe a year ago from right now.
Yeah, exactly. It all kind of calmed down in 2024. And so it's crazy because that is what sort of gave me the time. It's weird how things work out, but it gave me the time to like look at Instagram, I guess you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Just scrolling on Instagram and like seeing all these other realtors. And I started studying all that different stuff while I was in the hospital with my wife and my son and all this. And that's kind of what led me down the rabbit hole of this, which is really weird. And then next thing you know, once we were past all of that, I kind of went all in on social media. And then 6 months later, everything started to work again and my career started to take off again, which is crazy. So awesome. Completely crashed. Life was scary. And then it's starting to get back up there again, which is really cool. So really grateful.
That's a crazy story. How'd you guys kind of make ends meet during that time period?
Well, luckily I've always been pretty good with finances and I don't spend a ton of money. I've always been really frugal and I was living off of a lot of savings for one.
Yeah. I
mean, we ended up maxing out a few credit cards, getting to the tail end of it. I mean, we quite literally we had maxed out probably like $30,000 in credit cards by the time we were, I think it was like February or March of 2020 of this year, actually, completely maxed out. And then everything started happening. Like all of the deals started to happen from Instagram. It was weird. I mean, I was starting to gain traction probably in like August on Instagram. I was starting to get leads and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually working. I cannot believe this is working.
So last fall, kind of just about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like my account started gaining some traction and I had one person go under contract in August. That deal did not work out, but I had my first closing from Instagram in January. And then it just went absolutely nuts. March through now pretty much.
That's awesome.
Just one after another. So it's been really amazing. Super grateful. Cause I mean, just going through that whole roller coaster was crazy. And then, yeah, it's really helped.
Congratulations. That's super cool. I'm sure the splits are better too with self-generated stuff versus
much better. Yeah.
Leads from the brokerage, right?
Yeah. It's all just my own, it's considered, I guess, my sphere of influence.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome, man.
Thank you.
Crazy story.
Yeah.
How's your son doing now?
He's good. He's got all of his hair back.
16 at this point?
16. He grew a ton. He's like 6 feet tall now and he's obsessed with the gym.
Okay.
Like right after this all happened, I got him right in the gym, trying to encourage him and just like keep his spirits up. I'm like, hey man, I know you're 80 pounds. Let's get in the gym. And we started getting in the gym and he loved it. And he's all in on that and he's getting big. He's almost as big as me now, which is wild.
That's cool.
So no, he's doing really well. My wife's doing really well. Super grateful. Everything's working out really good. It's something we've just had to adjust to. Now he's on, medication. He just has to take a pill every day to keep it in remission. And then my wife has like every 6 weeks, she has an infusion that she has to go do, but we're all healthy and happy.
Considered managed at this point and everybody's thriving.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's your oldest son? or not? It is your oldest son.
Yeah. And then I have a daughter that's 18.
Okay. So you're 2 kids then.
Or I'm sorry. Yeah. I have a daughter that's 18,
Yep.
16-year-old son.
Yep.
And then I have another daughter that's 6 years old.
Okay. So girl, boy, girl.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Big spread.
Very big spread.
18 down to 6.
Yeah.
So she's first grade?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then is your daughter already graduated or is she a senior?
Yes. Yeah. She's moved out. She's graduated. Yep.
What's she up to?
She is just hanging out. She's figuring her way out. She's getting a job, and she's kind of in transition right now. She just moved out a couple months ago, so she's trying to figure out where she's going next. She might go to beauty school and come work for her mom. So trying to figure all that out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
good stuff. Well, successful 2025 so far. Where do you go from here? Is Instagram kind of your thing as far as business goes? What else do you envision from a business standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely sticking with that and focusing on it for sure. It's not everything, but I hired an assistant, my brother-in-law, this year in July, and he's kind of helping me keep up and provide the quality service that I want to provide.
Mm-hmm.
So he's taken over and helped me with all the back end stuff, admin stuff, manage the Instagram, manage all this different stuff so I can focus on other things. But yeah, I think we're going to try to grow this business outside of Instagram. We're going to try to dabble with some other things, maybe start a team, maybe get some other agents underneath me. And really I'm just like at this phase where I want to help him grow. I want to mentor him. I've always wanted to get on that side of things.
Is your wife's brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He's 28.
Okay.
Just got his real estate license.
So
I'm
similar era maybe for when you kind of got serious about real estate.
Yeah, exactly. And he's great. He's a natural fit. He'll be great at it. But yeah, it's kind of a new phase where I just want to help him grow and become successful on his own. And I don't know, that's really rewarding for me.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I'll stick with the production. I'll keep doing real estate forever, of course.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited to see how we can make this business grow.
Yeah. Any dreams as an entrepreneur, my goal and dream would be, hey, to build a business that could continue on without my direct day-to-day involvement. And that's really hard to do in our industry because especially with people really resonating with you as a person, right?
Yeah.
It's like, especially with Instagram. It's like, hey, they're transacting with you because they've developed what they think is a relationship with you, right? They followed you on Instagram, so they think they know you, and they're like, oh, I kind of like this guy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when they end up talking with you, then the third leg of that stool is trust, right? People like to do business with who they know, like, and trust. So it's super tricky, of course, when you build a real estate business or a mortgage business or something like that, to be able to step out of that at some point and hopefully the business can still thrive and move forward. Is that a goal of yours at some point?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what that looks like yet. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to get some of my time back and spend time with my family and keep the business rolling and growing. But right now I'm in a phase of just growth, and I just want to take it to the next level, whatever that means, help my brother-in-law become successful and make this his new career, get to a point where I'm comfortable and I don't run into the same kind of, I guess, issue that I had in 2023 and 2024. It taught me a lot, those 2 years, because it's like, you definitely have to have your foot on the gas at all times in this business. That's the hard part about it. And when that hit us, it was like, gosh, I can't do anything. What am I going to do? Like, they're not just going to keep coming. I have to keep trying, and I can't do that while I'm in the hospital, right? So it taught me that I need to build a better system and something that's more sustainable. And so that's kind of what I'm focused on now, is like building this up to where if any storms hit in the future, I'm going to be able to weather the storm, and my business will continue thriving. So yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adversity oftentimes is a really good kind of check engine light for us to realize, are we going about this the right way? Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe you were, but it just wasn't sustainable when push came to shove. Right.
Exactly. Yep.
I was in a coaching program years ago when I first started in this business, and it was, I'll just say it was called The Core. Anyone listening to this in the mortgage space may have heard of it before, but it's basically, hey, do this on Monday, do this on Tuesday, do this on Wednesday, do this on Thursday, do this on Friday. And it's all dialing effectively is what it is. And just like you kind of did from the beginning, if you dial enough phone numbers and you're persistent enough, you can force yourself to be successful.
Yep.
Well, what I found was it was like, it was life sucking for me. Like it wasn't how I wanted to do business anymore. I feel like you can only do that for so long. And then you've got to figure out, all right, how am I going to do this in a different sort of way that has some some sort of ability to be sustained, right?
Yeah.
So
And I think for me, that's where social media came in,
Yeah.
because it's draining. Making calls all day long, it's not sustainable. But building a brand, essentially, where people can get to know, like, and trust you is a form of prospecting in itself. And they can reach out to me now whenever they want to do business or anything like that. And that I don't have to bother them all the time, right? Like, they'll knock on my door when they're ready. So I like it for sure.
Well, yeah, and you've achieved that threshold too of success where there's enough eyeballs that are seeing your content on a daily basis. Are you still posting every single day?
Yeah. Yeah. As much as I can.
Good work, man.
For
That's
sure.
crazy.
Yeah.
Good commitment.
Yeah.
All right. So say you do get to a place of you don't have to work as much, right? Which is the entrepreneur's dream. What does life look like for you even now when you're not working? What do you guys love to do?
We love traveling. Definitely. That's probably the big thing for us is for my wife and I, we want to be able to get out and travel the country. We love camping. I have a lot of hobbies, boating, hiking, anything outdoors, fishing, golfing, whatever. I don't have time for any of that now. So that would be the goal, is to get to a point where I can actually spend some time on my hobbies, maybe pick up a guitar again and start playing music. All that stuff would be great. That's kind of what I see. But I also really like doing my job. Like I've got this like second wind in my career.
Yeah.
And I enjoy checking in every day. Like, it's a hobby of mine. I've turned it into a hobby where I like what I do. So I don't see myself ever getting to a point where I'm golfing every day. Like, that doesn't sound fun to me. I mean, I'd like to have some freedom to be able to travel, but
yeah,
I like doing this. Like, it's fun.
That's good.
I like building a business. So
how's your golf game?
It's not good. Not good. No, I have no idea. I can hit a ball and maybe get a couple pars here and there, but I'm definitely not like nothing impressive.
So if you had free time, is golf what you would do more?
Probably a little more golf. I think just traveling. That's the big thing for me.
Got it.
I just want to be able to go, like, go on a road trip, travel everywhere. So
jump in the truck and go, or getting on an airplane?
Both.
Okay.
Anything. Yeah. Just go somewhere else and experience a new culture, a new town, everything. So
yeah. You guys have any trips planned for the next 12 months or so? Anything?
We have one more trip for this year. We're going to Hawaii next month.
Oh, in October?
Yeah.
What dates?
You must be going.
I'm going to Maui next week, actually.
Next week. We're going the 23rd through the 30th, I think. And we're going to Waikiki.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Hawaii in years, so we're really looking forward to it.
Oh, it's amazing. Do you surf?
Behind my boat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
hey, that's good practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little different.
Yeah.
I mean, the concept's the same.
Yeah. I've never done that.
On the board. You never surfed behind the boat?
No, but I've heard it's very.
Oh, we should do it.
Yeah.
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 My boat's still in season at this point.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe we should do that.
That'd be fun.
Before the weather turns on us, although I think the weather's turning on
like
us
next
today.
week. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yesterday would have been perfect. It was 86.
Yeah.
I was trying to get my wife to get out there.
Oh, really?
She's like, no, we don't have time in between the commitments and things like that. But
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're going surfing when you're in Hawaii then?
Yeah. So I'm not good at surfing by any means. Okay. But yes, I'm going to go surfing. Nice. We were staying at a hotel that's right there on the beach. And I've done it once or twice and it's very fun. Yeah. Just like being in the ocean is fun to me.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's a good challenge.
Especially for us Idaho guys that don't have ocean anywhere near us.
Yeah. 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 I love the mountains. I love the ocean too, though. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on which one I like more.
If you could live anywhere, is this a spot?
Yes, definitely Idaho. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Honestly, like, I've traveled everywhere. I don't know. There's something very homey feeling about Idaho. I don't know if you feel the same way after living here, but
yeah.
It's safe. It's clean. People are very nice. There's so much to do outdoors. You just got to go do it, right? You got to go up to the mountains and explore. I mean, I just recently got into backpacking, so I want to do more of that. I guess when I first moved here, I was 10 years old and I thought Idaho was super lame, and a lot of people think it's super lame. It's just a bunch of farmland and cows and stuff. But there's just so much to do here. And I don't know, like I said, visiting different areas like Portland, LA, I go around quite a bit, Chicago. It's just homey feeling. I like the small town feel, and I like the people. So
it's good.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. We moved here. My parents moved here back in 2007 from Seattle, and we thought they were weird, bonkers, crazy. So I guess they moved here early 2008, and we made fun of them for 8 years before the light bulb clicked on for us.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. And
Yeah.
then we couldn't get here fast enough.
Yeah.
It's so fun to move to a place that you want to live,
Yeah.
as opposed to just be in a place where you grew up, right? Or you just accidentally got there. So
Yeah.
I feel the same. The community here is awesome.
Yeah.
I love the weather. I love the seasons. I love the obligation waves to people, because you kind of get the side eye if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. People will just wave at you. That's what everyone says that visits are like, why is everyone so friendly? Everyone ignores me when I walk around, in LA or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, people are friendly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being on the show today, man. I really, really appreciate you sharing your story with us. Yeah. Again, like we talked about, people love to do business with who they know, like, and trust. The goal of this conversation is to better introduce you to your audience and hopefully to mine. And in a perfect world, right, someone's going to listen to this or watch this and be like, hey, I like Tim.
Yeah.
And I think I know him a little bit better now because I've followed him on social, or maybe not, or I just got to, listen to a 40-minute podcast or whatever. Yeah. And I think I could trust him. So let's say that happens. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Instagram is a great way to get in touch with me.
Okay.
That's what I would recommend. So yeah.
We'll put it down below here. What's your Instagram handle?
My Real Estate Dude. Simple.
My Real Estate Dude.
My Real Estate Dude.
Cool.
That's it.
Yeah. Go follow Tim on Instagram.
Yeah.
Great guy. Thanks for being here today. Really, really appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Yeah. Thank you.